The screen. You ready? Here it comes. So last month I mentioned to you one of my favorite people of all is an artist named Tom Waits, and he's a singer, musician, he's an actor, he's a poet, he's all these things. He was being interviewed a while back, and he was talking about how his wife inspired him to be better. And he was talking about how his wife inspired him to be better in everything that he was doing. And then he said this, because growth is scary. Shh. Listen up, listen up. He says growth is scary because you're a seed and you're in the dark and you don't know which way is up, and down might take you further into a darker place. And I thought that was sort of an interesting comment. So then I thought, he's right, except that he's wrong. Because seeds never grow down, right? Seeds always grow in an upward fashion. So I was curious about that. So I looked it up. How is it that seeds know which way is up? Because if you're a seed, the darkness doesn't confuse you at all. We get disoriented in darkness, but seeds know what's going on. And so I looked it up. So here's the deal. All of us, as little humanoids, we have these little tiny crystal rock kind of things in our ears that float around, and that will tell us which way is up and which way is down, because they sort of will always sink to whatever direction it's in. It's like if you had a jar and it was full of beans and you spun it on its side, all those beans would go to the side and you'd know which way is up, right? So that's the way we know which way is up. But sometimes if our head is spinning really fast, or if we're emotionally super stressed out, we're in a dark place, sometimes we lose our footing and we don't know which way is up. But check it out. So seeds have sort of a similar system. They have these little things called statoliths. And they're these little ball-like things that are inside cells that are at the end of the seed where the roots come out. Have you ever seen like a little slow-mo video of how a seed starts to grow? What comes out first? Well, it's the root. So that root comes out and it figures out which way is up. If you plant a seed upside down, it will actually turn itself the right side up. And then the root starts to grow first because it senses the gravitational direction. I thought that was kind of interesting. Because it's not just about light. Because when a seed is buried, it can't find the light, right? So that root system gives it that direction. It's an internal force that gives it direction. So in the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus says to all of us that all we need is faith the size of a mustard seed, and we can move mountains. So mustard seed, super teeny tiny, right? But guess what? A mustard seed starts its growth the same way all seeds do, root first. So it knows which way is up no matter what. And here's the other thing. One of the coolest things I love is when you see a plant growing up out of a sidewalk, because seeds and roots can crack really hard surfaces and make their way up. So here's the deal. Don't let the dark times confuse you. Let that mustard-sized faith force, let that sprout and give you direction, because that positive direction, that growth direction, is what will allow you to pierce through whatever it is that's got you buried at the moment. So in other words, trust your roots. Trust your roots. Good roots give you growth in the right direction and allow you to find your place and find your way out of darker places. Amen, amen.